Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to talk about complex numbers using a calculator. So there is a series of questions, about 20 questions are there that I'm going to solve in this example. And it is covering the basics of complex numbers. So complex numbers are useful in all fields of engineering and it is an important mathematical tool. So it is important that you all know about complex numbers. Now I'm using calculator in this video to show how to manipulate, do the arithmetic calculations on complex numbers. However, these questions are also possible to solve without calculator just by conceptually applying the knowledge of complex numbers. Okay, so in this video I will use calculator, maybe in the later part of the video or another video without calculator also, just by your conceptual understanding also you can solve. So but then you should also know how to use a calculator to solve it. So first I'll cover with that. Okay, so what is the question? So let's look at this question on your screen first. So here you can see given a complex number 0.93 e to the power of j 23 pi by 12. So that is the complex number, and for that complex number we are supposed to solve some questions which are following it. So let me begin by writing that number here. Sorry. Yeah, so first thing you should know here is that this is the notation of complex number when j is in the power of e. So j is square root of -1. So it's a complex number, and this is considered as the argument or angle of this particular number. So how to define this? So another way to write it is 0.93 with an angle of 23 pi by 12 in radians. I'm sorry again. So this is another way of representing the number. Now another way of representing the number is convert this angle into degrees. You know that pi radians is 180 degrees. So it is 23 into 180 divided by 12. So let me write this one. So 0.93. Now the angle. So for doing this, let me use the calculator. So simply 23 into 180 by 12. 23 into 180 divided by 12. So I'm getting 345. So the angle is 345 degrees. Now you know that 360 degrees is a complete xy plane. So this is the real axis and this is the imaginary axis, and 345 degrees is like this, because 360 degrees is the entire circle. Now you can also say this is nothing but 0.93 with an angle of -15 degrees. So both are equivalent. You can measure the angle positive direction clockwise or negative direction anti-clockwise. So both are same. So the length of this, so I am doing the phasor notation. Okay, so like this. Now once you are here, let's now convert it into the rectangular form. Okay, so how to convert into rectangular form? So again I am using this Casio FX 991 ES. So of course it is also possible to use Python programming or MATLAB or any other online tool, but just I thought it's better that one you also know about how to do it in calculator. So first thing you should know here, there is a mode and setup. Okay, so if I click on mode, it shows different modes, and number 2 represents the complex mode. So make sure that you press 2 and the complex mode is activated. So let me show that here. At the top of the line here, CPLX is written. That means you are in complex mode. And D is activated. That means degrees. Okay, so degrees, radians and gradients will be there. So make sure that you are in complex D. So how to change this one? So again, I think I have to use shift and setup. So here 3 is degrees and 4 is radians. So I press 4, then here you can see radians. Otherwise, if I press 3, it is in degrees. So make sure that you are in this mode, complex and D. So now simply you enter our number 0.93. So there are buttons here. So I will just say 0.93. And there is a angle symbol here using shift. So angle symbol, and then minus 15 I can give, or 345 I can give. So this is how I write the polar number. Now I want to convert to real and imaginary components. So simply you can say that is equal to, and you get the answer. And there is a button here SD. If you press that, both the numbers it will show together. So let me copy this answer. So you can see here the real component is above and the imaginary component is below. Okay. So I'll write it down. 0.8983 minus J 0.2407. So that is what I copied the answer from this thing. Now let us also see, this is, I'll just change my color. So this is the value of Z, the given number. Now let us look at the question paper. So what is asked in the question paper? So first question is what is the real component? So just now we calculated real component is plus 0.8983. So if I look at the choices, then D is the correct choice, 0.8983. Second question, find the imaginary component. So the imaginary component here, if you see, minus 0.2407. So that is matching with not the B but D again. Okay, so the second answer is again D. Third one, what is the magnitude of Z? So magnitude is nothing but this 0.3 itself. Okay, whatever is the coefficient of E, that itself is a magnitude. So I get the answer as B, that is 0.93. Now the next question is, what is the phase angle? Already we calculated, that is 345 degrees. This is nothing but 23 pi by 12 converted to degrees. So 23 into 180 divided by 12, that we get 345 degrees. Minus 15 is not available in the choices, so all others are some random like that. Now here it is asking Z conjugate. Okay, the fifth question is, what is the Z conjugate? So it is represented by Z star. Okay. Now the conjugate means the magnitude remains same, the angle will be negative. Like you multiply the angle with minus 1. So if the angle is already negative, then it becomes positive, and if it is positive, it becomes negative. So you look at this Z star here. So I will write it here, the Z conjugate. It will be same thing, but the angle will be negative. So at the top you see, I'm writing this one, right? So 0.93 with an angle of minus 345 degrees. That is also equal to 0.93 with an angle of plus 15 degrees. Both are equivalent again. Okay. This is Z conjugate. Now one thing you should notice, if you have the rectangular notation, then the Z star, okay, is also equal to, they keep the real part same, 0.8983, and then this minus will become plus, or plus will become minus, whatever. You reverse the sign of the imaginary component. So again, these two are same. So now let's try to solve this question. So what is the question? Z conjugate. Okay, so Z conjugate here, it is again given in the exponent notation. So if you look at A, the magnitude is minus, so that is wrong. P is exactly same as what is the number, so that is wrong. C, yes, the magnitude remains same and the angle gets a minus sign. So C is correct, and in the D also it is wrong. So anyway, that is completed. Next one, addition with conjugate, Z plus Z star. So here you notice one thing, you look at this and this. So when you add a number with its conjugate, the imaginary component will cancel out. If this was negative, this is positive. If this was positive, this is negative, and they will both cancel out. And what is remained will be 2 times the real component. Okay, so here Z plus Z star is nothing but 2 times the real component of Z. So that is nothing but 0.8983 into 2. So you round it to 0.9 into 2, so it will be 1.8 somewhere, slightly less than 1.8. So now look at the answers. So we got 29, that is wrong. So this is slightly less than 1.8. B is correct. This is wrong and this is wrong. So sixth answer is completed. Now we are asking the question is asked z square. Okay. So the polar numbers, what happens when you multiply two polar numbers? Okay. So multiplication. So magnitudes multiply, whereas angles add. Okay. So what is z square? Z square is I will take 0.93 angle 345 degrees square. So if I multiply again 0.93 angle 345 degrees, so 93 into 93, 0.93 square, and angle will add 345 plus 345. So you will be getting what? 690 degrees. So you can again, 690 means you keep successively subtracting 360 degrees and you will get the final one. So if I subtract 360 from this, so what I get? So it will be 330 degrees. Okay, so the answer is, the angle is 330. So that is 0.93 square angle 330 degrees. So that is z square. Okay. Now if I look at the choices here, so already the choices are in a convenient way. If you look at directly, if you look at the first one, so 2 into the angle. So this may be the correct answer. This also may be the correct answer, but this is wrong because square is applied here, and here the magnitude is same, so this is also wrong. So from the first two, what is 0.93 square? 0.93 into 0.93 will be less than 0.93. So just I can say A is the answer. Okay, so like that. Similarly, z cube, if you see, here also you can see the angle to the power of 3, this is wrong. Angle has to be added. So 3 into. So maybe this is the correct answer and this is the correct answer. And even this one may be the correct answer, but look at the magnitude. So 0.93 is there, so this is wrong. What is the cube of 0.93? So cube of 0.93 will be less than that. So I think 0.8. So B is the correct answer. Just I am writing with this one. But anyway, I will also show one more way of doing it. So here, if I say answer, so my answer was already existing, right? So this was the number. So I will store it. So what I should do, there is a storing feature. So I will say store, and then I will store it in A. So now recall A. So now I got that number. So that number is stored in A. So now I simply say A square. So simply A multiplied by A, I'll get the answer. And this answer is in rectangular form. I can convert into polar form simply by using this one, 3. So here you can see I'll get the answer 2.1 angle 160 degrees. Just a minute. So what is the angle of, yeah, I think that is 160 only. So what, here I calculated 330, right? Just a minute. Somewhere I made a mistake. I will once again define 0.93 angle 345. No, some other number is coming, sorry. 0.93 345. Now I want to store this in A. Yes, now it got stored in A. Now A square. Okay, so alpha A into A. A into A. Now I have to convert to complex. So all this I'm just showing how to do it in calculator. So so here you can see minus 30 degrees is the angle and 0.8649. So if you look here, 0.8649 is matching with this one, and minus 30 is nothing but plus 330. So plus 330 and minus 30 are equivalent. Okay, so that way. Now I can also do AQ. So A into A into A. So that is AQ. So now again I will convert into magnitude and angle. So I'll get 0.8043, angle is minus 45 degrees. So here you can see, if you look at the magnitude, this one is matching, B is matching, and the angle is 3 times of 345, which we calculated. So it is nothing but 45 degrees. In fact, you can use minus 15 as the angle. So 3 times of minus 15 is minus 45, that way. Anyway, let's continue. Next one is multiplying JZ. Okay. So what happens if you multiply with JZ? So let me write here. So our Z is already known, that is 0.8983 minus J 0.24 something, right? 07. So now multiply with J. So if you multiply with J, the real will become imaginary, imaginary will become real, and J into J is minus 1. So this minus will become plus. So 0.2407 and minus J 0.8983. So multiplying with J will simply reverse the, and this is plus, sorry. So it will reverse the real and imaginary components. That is the effect of multiplying with J. Okay, so again, look at the choices. So I think the choice number D is the correct answer here. Okay. So this also we can do simply in the calculator. So I'll say alpha into I. So if I simply say A into I, so I get the answer. So plus 0.24 and plus 0.89 I. Okay, so that is calculation. Now next is multiplying Z with Z conjugate. Okay, so that is again very simple. Let us do that here. So I'll go for A multiplied by, there is this number 2, there is a conjugate function is there, conjugate of A. So here I get the answer like this, 0.8649. Okay, so that is the answer. So C is the answer. Okay, let's quickly complete this. So 11th one, Z divided by Z star. So that also, here the same thing, I'll just use my arrow. Instead of multiply, I'll just make it divide. So again I get the answer. So 0.866 and minus 0.5J. So that is matching with the choice D. Okay, so what is there on the calculator matching with D. Now next one is evaluating the polynomial Z 2Z square minus 10Z plus 6J. Okay, so that is again, I can do it with calculator. We can also do it without calculator conceptually, but we'll maybe in a later video I'll do that. So let's do this now. Okay, 2 multiplied by A square minus 10 multiplied by A plus 6I. Okay, so I just entered whatever is in the question, I just entered that in the calculator. Oh, and I pressed clear, so I think I should again enter 2 into A square, sorry, minus 10 into A plus 6I equal to. So instead of equal to, I pressed all clear. So now I got the answer, minus 7.48 plus 7.54J. So now if I again compare with my choices that are available, I think the choice A is the correct answer, whereas the others are not matching. Now next one again, find the reciprocal. Okay. So when you do reciprocal, the magnitude will be 1 by and the angle will become negative. So from right away I can tell here the answer is D just by observing, but still I will do it on the calculator and show. 1 divided by A. So 1 divided by A is the reciprocal. So I got like this. Now I convert it into magnitude and this one. So I'm getting 1.0753 and angle is plus 15 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake with the angle. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Thank you to the calculator. Now let's addition z plus 1 by z conjugate. So again, let's depend on the calculator. A plus 1 divided by conjugate of A. Okay. So again, look here. A divided by, sorry, A plus 1 divided by this one. So no need to apply brackets to this because it will first do the division. So I got the answer. So this is the answer, 1.936 and minus J 0.519. It matches with A, so A is the correct answer. Next 15th one, we just have only 5 more questions. So JZ whole conjugate. So let us do that. So first I'll start with the conjugate function and then I will say A into I. So this is what is a simple thing. Oh, again I pressed clear. So with calculator it is easy, no need to apply concept or anything, just simply enter the data and then you will get it. So here you will see this one. I think I need the answer in polar form. So again I'll convert to polar form. Then I get the answer like this. 0.93 angle minus 75 degrees. So actually this can also be done without this calculator, that I will explain later. Solve z by j2. Okay, so z by j2, so simple, divided by 2 into I. So equal to, so then again I got the answer. So this I want in magnitude and angle wise. So 0.465 angle minus 105 degrees. So that answer is here, D. Okay, so I'll just mark D as my answer. Next 17th question we are doing. So 2z, I think let me just move it closer to the camera. So 17th question, 2z 6j by z star into jz. So here you see j can be cancelled in the numerator and denominator, z can be cancelled. So it is 6 into 2 in the numerator, so 12 by z star. Okay, so is nothing but 12 divided by conjugate of z. So let me do that. So I'll say 12 divided by conjugate of A. So this is the answer. So again I'll change it to r and theta. So this one, 12.9 angle minus 15 degrees. So that matches with C. Two more, only last 3 more questions. So if y plus z is minus 1, then y is. Okay, so here simple equation. So y is minus 1 minus z. Okay, so that is the answer. So minus 1 minus z. So already z I know. Okay, so z I know here. This is the z. So minus 1 minus z is nothing but minus 1.8983 plus j 0.2407, because this minus will get multiplied here, it becomes plus, and then minus 1 this all added. So it's simple addition, so you can see that. So the answer here is A. Next, if w plus z is j, then what is w? Okay, so w plus z is j, so w is j minus z. So simple, I can do that here also. In the interest of time I am doing here. So I minus A. So I got the answer here. 0 minus 8.983 and plus 1.24 J. So that comes to C. Last question, that is z to the power of 15. Okay. So this also you can do without calculator, just by analyzing this thing. But anyway, for the time being, I'll just do it here. So let's do that. So I'll simply say a and x to the power of y, and then I'll give 15. Okay, so it shows math error because I think it might be too much to the power of 15. Let's do one thing. I'll go for a to the power first. I'll do a square. Okay, so I got a square first. Okay, so a to the power of 15, or sorry, z to the power of 15 is z square to the power of 7.5, right? 2 into 7.5. Okay, so maybe I'll try that here now. So I got the answer, right? So now I'll take the answer and then raise the answer to the power of 7.5. Again, okay, so let's do one more thing. I have the answer still. So answer to the power of 2 again, or let me tell a simple way, 0.93 angle minus 15 degrees whole to the power of 15. Okay. Now the power 15 applies here, 0.93 to the power of 15, and then here minus 15 into 15 it will become. Okay. So because the angle will add. So this is 15 into 15 is minus 225, I believe. 15 into 15, yeah, minus 225, and 0.93 to the power of 15. I think this will be easy to calculate, 0.3367. So now I got this answer, but in the question they are asking in the rectangular form. So let me convert that. Okay, 0.3367, and I'll say angle minus 225 degrees. Okay, so this one I convert and I get the answer, minus 0.238 plus 0.238. Okay, so that is the answer, which matches with D. So that's it. So we have a simple question, only one complex number is given, and all kinds of operations are done on this complex number. So with the help of calculator, I explained how to solve this thing. See you in the next video. Thank you.